And now, live from the back stateroom of Danica Patrick's Hauler, the only man to be blacklisted from the blacklist, Dirty Dan Smith.
Hey, welcome to the Blacklisted promotion site, page, whatever you want to call it. We got something special for you here. We're going to be introducing our drivers for the 2014 season that we're going to be following here at Blacklisted Promotions. We have 8 drivers signed up right now, all the way from the NASCAR Nationwide Series, NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, all the way down to your local grassroots drivers. And this is the first one here that we're going to do. We're going to be releasing feature episodes like this over the next 4 to 6 weeks of all our drivers. Right now we have 8. We're looking at having 10 this year, so we'll be adding a couple new names as the 2014 season gets underway. But right now we're going to introduce you to Spencer Bayston. He's out of Indiana. And as soon as we get back from this commercial break, we've got to pay the bills somehow. We're going to introduce you to him. Spencer will be right here on the phone with us. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for all your support of Blacklisted Promotions and all the Dirty Dan projects. It's really appreciated.
If you're a gearhead, you probably go online to those hot rod superstores, drooling over the chrome and speed goodies until you find just the right item for your muscle car, tuner car, truck. But what do you do when it comes to fixing the mom mobile? If you're like most do-it-yourselfers, you head to the strip mall parts store and talk to the "Do you want fries with that?" kid behind the counter. Hold on, Bunky. Did you stop to think where those chain stores are getting the parts that you're installing in the vehicle that's used to transport your family everywhere? They get the cheapest suppliers they can find to sell you the parts at bargain prices. Their limited lifetime warranties? What a joke. Remember the last time Mom's car broke down? You heard about that one for weeks. Don't take that chance again. Excelsior Racing has the quality parts you need for your family vehicle. Parts that you can install knowing you're getting the best for your family. Excelsior Racing. Quality parts, personalized service, affordable pricing, fast to you direct. Excelsior Racing. Online at excelsiorracing.com or call 502-909-2034.
I want to introduce to you Mr. Spencer Bayston. And he's from up there in northern Indiana somewhere, man. I don't know. I'm surprised we're able to talk to him today, all the snow and blizzard conditions they got up there. But how you doing today, Spencer?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Dan?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. You know, it's crazy around here. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. You know that after text messaging me for a couple weeks now, man, that I'm lost all the time. So we'll get it figured out eventually. All right, Spencer. Now, before we get started on a lot of things, let's let everybody out there know who you are, where you're at, and what you're racing. So, can you do that for me?
Yeah, I'm 15 years old. I live in Lebanon, Indiana, and I started racing quarter midgets when I was 10 in Kokomo Quarter Midget Club, and that kind of got me started in racing. And we kept moving up. Bought a 600. Micro sprint, started running in northern Indiana, Logansport, Peru, and got comfortable in that, and then kind of got some connections made with the Clausens here for this 2014 season, and we're going to try to run the full Power Ice schedule with them and see how it goes.
There you go, man. You let the cat out of the bag early. You're going to be driving in 2014 in a Brian Clausen racing midget. Working obviously with Brian and you're kind of under his wing. What's that mean to you, man? I mean, you said you've been racing for 5 years now, and I know it seems like forever to you, but you got to understand us old school racers are laughing. You know, you're still a young one, but what's that mean to you? Has it really sunk in of you know that hey, Brian Clausen's putting me in a midget, man?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. It's a cool deal because just be able to drive one of their cars, drive the 39 car. It makes me a little nervous too, but I'm excited to get in it and see how we do. And having all those people behind me, Brian, Hal, Tim, and all those guys, it couldn't be better for my first year in the midget. So I'm real excited.
I'm pretty excited to see you in this midget. I really am, and we're going to have to attend some Power Eye events. We're going to be following you all throughout the 2014 season here at On the Cushion Media Group. So, you know, we're going to learn more about you, and we're going to be talking to you on a regular basis, and hopefully be at some tracks with you, and maybe this time I'll get pictures and video, unlike I did at the Rumble. But anyway, man, do you know who the sponsors or who's writing the checks to make it happen for next year, for 2014?
Well, right now we just got a new website up. It's SpencerBayston.com, and we were kind of waiting a little bit to get that up and get that going until we could start calling around and trying to get some sponsors going until we could get that website. So now that we got that, we're gonna start working and see what we can find. We got a couple just small talk, nothing serious yet, but we'll see what we can do. So it's as you move up, the prices go up, of course, and so it's hard to find sponsorship, but we'll see what we can do and see if we can get the full season worked out.
You mentioned there, about for a young kid, for 15, you seem to have a pretty good grasp, on the basics. And really that revolves around the money. So, it is more expensive when you move up. That's a fact, man. But let's get to talking about the Rumble and what you were doing up there, man. I don't even know how to say what I seen you doing out there on the track. I made a comment on Facebook or Twitter or something that night that there was some kid running around on the left rear, packing the right front. And people laughed at me. They said, "Are you drunk, Dan?" Because he'd be on the right rear packing the left front. That's not what you were doing, was it, bro?
Oh no, it was a handful. It was my first time up there, and 2 weeks before the Rumble even came up, we got talked to someone, and Dad like, "Well, heck, why don't we run the Rumble?" I was thinking, okay, whose car are we running? Because we had a dirt microsprint, it's a concept chassis. And so we got to working and lowered it down as much as we could, and it kind of went back to those quarter midget days when we started running on pavement and try to use some little just tricks. And it's all a guessing game with the dirt setup and all that stuff. So we did what we could. We got up there and we're clueless with how the car was going to feel. So I just kind of went easy in the first couple practice sessions, and the car wasn't actually too bad, and the rubber started building up, and it was getting trickier, and the car was getting a little bit tighter, and it started biking, and so we tried a few things, and we got a lot of input from a lot of people that had been up there before, and we finally kind of got it narrowed down to what I was comfortable with, and so that's what we ended up running the rest of the week, and then surprisingly, we actually did really well. We got really lucky, avoided a lot of wrecks, and that's the thing there, I think, is you got to avoid the wrecks, and you just got to be lucky because it's hard to pass, and there's a lot of people up there.
That's a fact, man. I know you got a third and a second. You got second the night that I was there and watched you run second, I believe. But you come from the back, man. You had some incidents during the race and got put at the tail, and you worked your way back through the field. It's pretty amazing, man. But I've got to ask you a question. On that rear Nerf bar tank, is there skid marks? Is there any concrete buildup on your car, man? Because I've never, ever seen a micro sprint sanded up on the rears like you did up there to Rumble down that back straightaway with a few laps to go in that feature, man.
Yeah, the car, it's a dirt car, so it's got a lot of flex in it. It's a concept chassis, like I said. And so it's flexing a lot, and it really plants that right rear and right front when you go in the corner. So it's a handful, but we kept it together. The car's actually for sale right now, and so I was just trying to save it and not tear anything up. But so yeah, it was a pretty good weekend for first time being there. We learned a lot. So if we were to go back there, we'd change a couple of things, so we wouldn't be scrubbing that right side on the track.
I'll tell you, it was entertaining, man, and I'm telling you, a lot of your true skill and true potential, just your natural talent, showed that night in what you done with that car and the finishes that you got and the way you raced it, man. It was really impressive, Spencer. And I've told you that a few times in private, but I'm serious, it was pretty impressive. So, but all right. Let's talk about you, man. You're 15 years old. What do you like to do, man? What are you into? I'm an old guy, man. You guys and your newfangled technology, you guys confuse me. I just got a smartphone. Matter of fact, you were laughing at me about the smartphone thing up in Fort Wayne. But what are you into, man? What do you do when you're not at the track or working on the race car?
Well, when I'm not at the track, I'm watching Jack Flash or USAC racing TV. But I usually try to keep busy. We live on some property here, and there's always something to do outside, always work to do, and I really enjoy being outdoors. And my sister shows horses, so being in the barn with the horses, or I show pigs also in the summer, and we got a small pond in our backyard. I like to go fishing, riding 4-wheelers. Anything that involves being outdoors and enjoying the summer or any of that. I really enjoy.
That sounds like a bunch, man. That's how I grew up in Indiana. Everybody knows I was a cattle farmer, and that's kind of how I grew up, man. That's not a bad way to grow up. That's a fact. Now, you're right. I want to get back on this Power Eye for next year because I think that's a big deal for you right now. And obviously, it's a big deal for you right now. But we're going into Chili Bowl week here. You're going into your your first season, your rookie season in midgets in 2014. What do you think about showing up at the Chili Bowl in 2015?
Oh man, I'm pumped. I've never been down there before. I've seen a lot of videos, and just the caliber of drivers that are there, and the skill level is insane. And on that small track, I mean, I think this year there's 280 some entries, and it only pays $10,000 to win, but just the achievement of being there and doing well, I think keeps people coming back, and I'm real excited to go out there and watch this next week, I guess it is. So I'm excited to go down there and watch, and then after this next 2014 season, I'm really excited to drive it. That was kind of my goal, is to get in a midget and start running the Chili Bowl and see what we can do. So I'm real excited to do that.
Now, did I just hear you say you're heading out to Tulsa? Are you going out there to hang out with BC?
Yeah, I'll be out there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I can't see it the whole week for school, but I'll leave Wednesday right after class and then head down there and hang out, see everyone, and I'm real excited to be down there with all those guys. So it'll be fun.
That sounds like a good time, man. All right, Spence, we're going to get ready to switch over. We're going to talk to your dad for a minute and see what he's got to say about all this racing that you're doing and things like that, man. But any shout-outs you want to give or anything before we get out of here?
Just thanks to my dad especially, and my mom and all my family. My uncle kind of got this website hooked up, and so I mean, all the people that have been behind me is just it's really cool to have the support and the people pushing me, getting me through this stuff, and so it's a big shout out to them.
We wish you the best of luck here from the PMN family, Spence. We really do, man. We can't wait to keep track of you in 2014 season. You're going to a hell of a ride, a damn good team owner. You know, been there, done that kind of guy. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of experience and a lot to learn on the table there. All right, we're going to go to break real quick and see if we can find a sponsor ourselves to pay for this commercial break here. When we come back, we're going to be talking to, this is going to sound real funny because I don't even know his name, man. We're going to be talking to Spencer Bayston's dad. How's that sound? We'll be right back right after this.
If you're a gearhead, you probably go online to those hot rod superstores, drooling over the chrome and speed goodies until you find just the right item for your muscle car, tuner car, truck. But what do you do when it comes to fixing the mom mobile? If you're like most do-it-yourselfers, you head to the strip mall parts store and talk to the "Do you want fries with that?" kid behind the counter. Hold on, Bunky. Did you stop to think where those chain stores are getting the parts that you're installing in the vehicle that's used to transport your family everywhere? They get the cheapest suppliers they can find to sell you the parts at bargain prices. Their limited lifetime warranties? What a joke. Remember the last time Mom's car broke down? You heard about that one for weeks. Don't take that chance again. Excelsior Racing has the quality parts you need for your family vehicle. Parts that you can install knowing you're getting the best for your family. Excelsior Racing. Quality parts, personalized service, affordable pricing, fast to you direct. Excelsior Racing. Online at excelsiorracing.com or call 502-909-2034.
All right, Brett. You see this all the time with these young kids coming up, and the dads, helped them out along the way. And I'll be kind of interested in talking to you behind the scenes and see how that goes this season for you. That's always a story I've been interested in. But the more important things that I think you and I need to talk about today in this introduction of Spencer Bayston to the PMN group family of radio shows is you're pretty much, I guess technically, you're the agent on record for Spence. You're kind of guiding where his career goes financially, legally, on all those terms.
Right.
What is some of the hardest things as you're moving up the levels here? Like you said, moving up to the national midgets, it's a whole different ball game, than where you have been. What is some of the things that you're looking at that you're going to have to conquer in that.
Yeah, it is a big step, both in terms of the demands, certainly the level of competition, the speed, and just the intensity of the racing. But of course, it's a big step financially as well. We've been running a Kenyon Midget and 600 micro sprint, and both of those divisions are really terrific because you can have some tremendous racing, a lot of great tracks, a lot of great competition without a whole lot of cost on a relative basis. And now this next step is going to be tremendously more expensive. So we're committed to run the season, and we're just now working on a few sponsorship ideas. Hopefully we can get some of those to come through and alleviate at least some of that overhead cost, because it will be expensive. And then the other big part of that, I think, for us is trying to figure out what is the right path, what are the right next steps. This one was a pretty easy one, given an opportunity here to be racing with Brian Clausen and his team is a chance of a lifetime. So that part's easy, I think, from a decision standpoint, as a logical next step. But then as you step back as a father and start thinking about where is this heading and how do we navigate that, there are going to be a lot of tough decisions ahead, I'm sure.
I can't agree with you more there. Call me biased or whatever. I obviously I haven't known you guys but a few weeks, since the Rumble. But to me, the talent level that Spencer has, just the natural talent, you're going to be dealing with some bigger issues pretty quickly down the road. That's for sure. But you talked about the financial aspect of it, and I know you guys don't have any really sponsors on record as of yet. But how would somebody get a hold of you and get a hold of Spencer or Brett or BC or whoever to help this go in 2014?
Well, when it comes to contacting us, we'd be more than interested in talking to anybody who wants to be involved. You can reach us through Spencer's website, spencerbayston.com. You can email Spencer at spencer@spencerbayston.com, or me, Brett, BRETT, at spencerbayston.com, or just go to the website and there's a contact us link there, so we can be in touch. Or, of course, anybody that is in touch with Brian Clausen's team through Brian's website or any of his folks, they can forward that contact information to us as well. So we're just in the early stages here in trying to put this together, and we're anxious to see how it's going to turn out. But hopefully we'll be successful at securing a few major sponsorships for this coming season, and then kind of see where we go from there, see what kind of season we have and how things develop.
That sounds like a good plan there, and I'll tell you, we'll do everything in our power to get it out there and maybe help you guys chase down some sponsorship, because very rarely, I don't know, very rarely is there a kid come along that just kind of boom pops into your eye like that, you know what I mean? And then you get to talking to them and you find out what the story is, and it's just even better as it goes along. And I had no idea any of this was even going on. I had no idea who you guys were. And not that I'm anybody important, but it's just, I mean, you understand what I'm saying? And to run across like this, I'm like I don't know, it's like Christmas morning for me with Spencer and being able to get in on the ground floor and follow this through. So,
well, that's just really kind of you, and I can't tell you how much that kind of support and those comments mean this early in his career. I know he's got a deep and strong passion for racing, and he's had some pretty good success so far. But at these next levels, it's going to be tremendously more competitive and difficult, and he's got a lot of growing and developing to do. So we're anxious to see how it goes, and we'll just kind of take it one race at a time.
Well, if you don't mind, Brett, let's talk about that a little bit. Let's talk about the father-son relationship, and like you said, and I said the same thing to Spencer earlier in the interview. He says he's been racing for 5 years, but guys like you and I are going, hey, you're still wet behind the ears. You know what I mean? Yeah. But moving up to the next level like this, as a father, how are you? Can you if you want to talk about it? If you don't, that's fine too. But how are you preparing him for the pressures and just the bombardment of people like me? Saying, hey, we want to talk to you, or hey, we want to do. How are you preparing him for that? And then the secondary question to that is, how are you preparing yourself for that?
Right. Those are good questions, and frankly, questions I haven't really given a lot of thought to because we just haven't had to deal with much of that. The 600 micro sprint tracks and the Kenyan midget races and whatnot. There aren't tremendously large crowds. It doesn't get a lot of attention outside of those divisions. And so we haven't had to worry too much about that. But I think our real focus is obviously going to be two things. One, I think Spencer enjoys talking with people. He loves talking about racing. And so the conversations he's had with you, I know he's really gotten a lot out of those, and they've been very helpful to him. For us, though, I think our focus once the season starts is come race day, it'll be put the blinders on and really focus on trying to learn all he can, both in the car and out of the car, in his conversations with Brian and his dad Tim and with Al, the crew chief. Also trying to really focus his attention after the race. Brian's been really good about reviewing the GoPro videos or our handheld video camera. We try to film all that we can because those are really great teaching moments to be able to sit down and review those, and Brian's been really helpful in doing that. So I have no doubt that Spencer's drive and his passion for this will keep him really focused on what he's there to do, and that's to race, to learn, to grow and develop as a race driver, and to be competitive. So I think we'll be fine. We'll worry about other issues down the road if they start to develop more. So I know our conversations with you, this is kind of a first time for us as well, and this is just it's great, and it's a great opportunity, and we'll deal with other things down the road if they develop.
All right. Well, I could talk to you forever, Brett, and I have a feeling we're going to be hearing a lot more from you because this is a subject that, like I said, I really want to follow. Not only Spence and his career, into 2014 and hopefully beyond, but I really this is kind of like a twofer for me. You know what I mean? This is two different sides that a person and that the fans. That's the big thing right there is getting the fans in from the ground floor on both these paths that you guys are heading down, and it's pretty awesome to be heading down them as father and son. That's for sure. So I see a lot more conversations with you, man.
Well, I appreciate that. It has been a wonderful endeavor so far. He and I have spent an awful lot of time together in the shop, a lot of time together at races. I really appreciate the time and the interest you've shown in him at this point, and we will certainly look forward to a lot more conversations ahead.
Oh, we're definitely going to have him now. You and him get on the road, man. I know I'm holding you guys up from doing some stuff, so I'm good about that. So get used to it, brother. I told him I'd probably give you guys a holler, maybe one day out at the Chili Bowl next week, and do a segment with you guys for the show, and that we're doing out there that we're doing for the Chili Bowl next week, just to kind of get you guys' perspective on that. If for nothing else, it would be cool to look back a year from now. When we're talking to you guys and you're going to the Chili Bowl, and to see how that all works out. So, Brett, good luck to you and Spencer in 2014 with Brian Clausen Racing in the Power Eye Midget Series. It's going to be something to see. I can almost guarantee that. And once again, before we get out of here, I want to give you a chance to get all those locations and contact information out for anybody out there that may be interested in jumping on board with you guys.
I appreciate that. You can find Spencer's website at spencerbayston.com, and you can reach us either by emailing him at spencer@spencerbayston.com, or you can email me, Brett, at spencerbayston.com, and we'll respond quickly. So, Dan, I sure appreciate your time today, appreciate the conversation and your interest you have in Spencer. We really do.
All right, and there you have it. The first driver that we've introduced to you here at Blacklisted Promotions, Mr. Spencer Bayston. Check out the page here all season long. We're going to be doing plenty of interviews with him. Him and Brett both. We're going to get to some tracks and check him out this year. And you can learn all about him and follow his career. Remember, he's an up-and-comer, man. Remember his name. Anybody out there that's capable of writing a check to help sponsor this team, you're getting involved with a young hot shoe coming up, let alone, you're getting involved with Brian Clausen Racing. So use the contact info, get it out there, and hopefully somebody can write this kid a check, and we can see what he do. All right, that's like I said, that's the first driver that we have here at Blacklisted Promotions. Here in about another week or so, we'll release another one, and we'll have them all done by the time Daytona starts. I promise you that. So, at any rate, thanks for the support of Blacklisted Promotions and Burning Rubber Radio, On the Cushion Media Group, Performance Motorsports Network, everything I'm involved with. I really appreciate all the support you guys give. So with that, we're out of here.
If you're a gearhead, you probably go online to those hot rod superstores, drooling over the chrome and speed goodies until you find just the right item for your muscle car, tuner car, truck. But what do you do when it comes to fixing the mom mobile? If you're like most do-it-yourselfers, you head to the strip mall parts store and talk to the "Do you want fries with that?" kid behind the counter. Hold on, Bunky. Did you stop to think where those chain stores are getting the parts that you're installing in the vehicle that's used to transport your family everywhere? They get the cheapest suppliers they can find to sell you the parts at bargain prices. Their limited lifetime warranties? What a joke. Remember the last time Mom's car broke down? You heard about that one for weeks. Don't take that chance again. Excelsior Racing has the quality parts you need for your family vehicle. Parts that you can install knowing you're getting the best for your family. Excelsior Racing. Quality parts, personalized service, affordable pricing, fast to you direct. Excelsior Racing. Online at excelsiorracing.com or call 502-909-2034.